Guys, we have a we have a plan. We have a plan. So let me show you the plan. See, the first of all, I think the last class we were talking about what is a cloud computing. Cloud computing, what is the cloud computing? What you can do with the cloud computing and benefit of cloud computing. So we have to start with the benefit of cloud computing. And then we will start with AWS, global infrastructure. Means what are the region, availability zone, edge location, local zone, wavelength zone, edge locations, right? Which is known as the POPs and direct connect. So we will have some use cases, and we will also learn how you can create an AWS free tier account, right? So in order to actually do all the practicals, you should have AWS free tier account. So I don't have actually those resources to display how you can create it, but very simple. You can just go to AWS free tier account. You just simply write in your browser, and you will see you can choose any browser. You can choose a Chrome browser or Edge browser. And this is my first link. You click on this link and you will find AWS free tier account. So you have an option to create a AWS free tier account. You simply click on create a free account. If you click on a free account, it will ask you few things, right? So disable multi-session continue. So let me just see here. Okay, I think it is asking me to just create an account. Because when you click on this, it will ask you to write your email ID that you want to use to create your AWS account. Let's say your email ID is abc@gmail.com. You can have any email ID, but ensure that that email ID uh, was never used to create any AWS free account. So it is almost a new account, right? And you have never used to create AWS free tier account. And here you will write your account name. Let's say I'm writing networking's AWS, right? And when you click on this verify email address, so on this email ID that you shared, you will get some verification code. You will open this email ID and you will read the verification code and you will type the verification code here. And once the verification code is typed, you will click on verify. And now the story begins. It will ask you some credit card detail or debit card detail. It is very important to share debit card or credit card, right? So with the help of debit card and credit card, AWS can come to know that you are a valid user, right? You are not going to create any fake account or any means rogue account, right? So
Hello, sir.
you will provide all your necessary information and you have not to worry about this.
Okay.
AWS will never charge any bill from your debit card or credit card automatically. Never. That will never automatically charge, right? But when you apply for AWS free tier account, in order to verify your credit card and debit card account, so AWS will charge means AWS will debit 2 rupees from your account, and it is temporary. Means AWS is not taking any money from you. And once this verification is done, once the 2 rupees transfer is done in India, so in next 48 hours, you will get back your 2 rupees in your account. So you have not to worry about. Means AWS is not charging anything. But once the account is created, because when you create, you should choose a basic account. Which type of account you are creating? You will create a basic account. This is very, very important. Let me tell you, you will create a basic account. There are multiple type of accounts. One is a basic account. another is a business account. So you will not create any business account. You will create a basic account, right? So let me tell you. So the account type that you will choose is the account type that you will choose is your basic. So you will choose a basic account. Remember, right? So basic is a basically free account. So you will not pay any money for this basic account. It's absolutely free of cost, and you will get uh, 1 year, 1 year uh, free account access with some limited service quota, right? So that I'll tell you because every service has a limited quota. So okay, so before using any service, because last time if you might have attended my class, so I was showing you, let's say the T2.micro EC2 instance type is available free of cost when you create a virtual machine, right? And you are getting the 750 hours free of cost, 750 hours per month free of cost on this resource. So if you need to learn more, you simply go and just write AWS account or AWS free account, right? You can go there, and if you go a little down, these are the free tier details. Can you see here on this link? The link, if you don't have, what I'm doing, I'm sharing the link. I'm sharing the link. This is the link, right? I shared the link. In this link, you can see that it is telling you what you have of free. And let's say in EC2, you have 750 hours free of cost every month. The what kind of a resource is free of cost? It is telling the T2.micro or T3.micro instances are available free of cost. Correct. Similarly, in S3 you have 5 GB storage free of cost. In RDS instances, you have 750 hours again free of cost every month. But there is an instance type, let's say dbt3.micro. Everything is written here dbt3.micro or dbt4g.micro. Similarly, for other services, we have some other limitations. It is not very important in the beginning to learn everything. So while we will use all these, I will simultaneously explain what are the limitations of all these, right? So we have multiple pages. You can go to the second page, third page, fourth page. You can come to. So this is your very important link. What you're getting free of cost. Okay. Now, let's say I need to just go and just try. Uh, I was telling you, yeah. Actually, we have the two type of data centers. One is the data center which is created by us, right? This is our own data center, and in our own data center, we are responsible for all switch configurations, router configurations. We are responsible for connectivity. We are responsible for hosting servers, right? So you have to purchase, first of all, hardware server, and then you will launch your server in your data center. And accordingly, on the basis of resources you have, you will provide availability to your client. So it means in your own data center, you are responsible for servers, you are responsible for connectivity, you are responsible for storage systems, you are responsible for power systems, you are responsible for cooling system. You are not only this, you are also responsible for the security. There are the two different type of a security. One is a physical security, and another is a cyber security. So you are both means responsible for both type of security as well. And it is really expensive because in the different verticals, you need a different expertise, right? So definitely it's a very expensive because if you are owning your own data center, you need a space, you need a heat, ventilation, air conditioning system, everything you need. But in AWS, you have you are accessing the modern data centers, and these modern data centers are being managed by AWS. So AWS data centers we are not managing. AWS is managing all these data centers, right? So it means we do not have any direct access to these data centers. So just understand. So means we cannot touch those data centers. We cannot access those data centers. We cannot go to a specific server or any router or switch, or we can't make those changes here. So you will only access these data centers through the platform called AWS Management Console, which is basically the browser-based application, right? Browser-based access on your data center. So these are few challenges that I will discuss here. Means the challenges to manage your own data center. Means when you manage your own data center, I was talking about basically the high initial and ongoing cost is there because these are expensive, and you need to deal with the complex infrastructure management, power and cooling requirement, and security concern, whether it is a physical security or a cyber security. And fifth is a disaster recovery and business continuity. Not only this, I did write few more. I will share all these notes along with you, right? So I don't want to waste my time in much theory. So what is more important, I need to just focus on AWS Solution Architect Associate level, not only for the certification point of view. We need to basically put our efforts to deal with any technical challenge while you are in job, or when you give some interview, right? So we need to just go in depth. So that is very important. So so these are the few challenges that I did write here. So I will share with you. And now, uh, why actually means important? Here I will discuss about the AWS global infrastructure. Means, but before that, I need to just go with the AWS global infrastructure. This is my AWS global infrastructure. What is the AWS global infrastructure? AWS global infrastructure is a basically presence of AWS globally on this planet, right? So means how many regions are there? But your question would be, sir, what is the region? So I will explain you what is the region. We have a multiple region, we have multiple availability zones, edge locations, local zones. So we have to start with the region and availability. So first of all, you need to understand what is a region. Region is a basically independent and separate geographical location or geographic location. Let's say you are in India, right? So and you are going to create your AWS infrastructure. So the first of all, you will choose your region. Where in which region you should create your infrastructure. So I will choose my nearest location to create my infrastructure for my company. So let's say Mumbai is the nearest place from Delhi. I'm in Delhi, for example. So I will choose Mumbai. Or there is another region in India which is known as Hyderabad. Hyderabad also is a region. So in India, we have two regions. One is Mumbai, another is Hyderabad. By the way, in Europe, we have multiple regions. In America, we have multiple regions. In Australia, we have region. In Eastern countries, we have some regions, right? So if you go there and if you see, here we have, this is the India and we have two regions. So some dots are in green color and some dots you can find in red color. The green color dots are saying these are the live regions. These are the functional regions. Means you can choose them and right now you can start working on these regions. But the red color, you are saying these regions are under construction. These regions are not available for any service, right? So it means in coming time, definitely you would see the region will be completed and you will be able to just create some infrastructure in this region. But right now, these regions are under the construction, right? So how many regions we have? So total 36 regions we have. Means if you want to see the detail, let me just write here AWS global infrastructure. This link will tell you the right and very precise picture of current. So I was telling you 36. Now this is a change. Now the regions are increased. Now we have the correct number of total regions are 37. So in last 10 days, one more region has been added here. Can you see this change? And in availability zone, we have 117 availability zone, 117 availability zone. But before that, these are the regions. Can you see here? These are the regions. Because a new region is activated in Australia. A new region. The one is a Sydney and another is a Melbourne. So both regions are now active. Can you see here? So that's why total 37 regions we have all over the globe. So, but how you will define a region? Let me just go there. Let's say this is your region. Can you see here? I'm just explaining with the help of a circle. This is your region. And within the region, we have multiple availability. And every region has its code. Let's say the Mumbai name is AP South 1. Mumbai is the name of a city, right? It's a name of a region. But what is the code of the region, which is the AP South 1? Similarly, for North Virginia, we have a code called US East 1. From where you will find? You will find from here. Let's say this is your AWS console. And if you click on this, if you click on the region right hand side on the top, I can see my region selected is Mumbai. If you open it, if you click on this, you can find the name of your regions like North Virginia, Ohio, North California, Oregon, Mumbai, Osaka. Can you see here? So North Virginia is a US East 1. Ohio is a US East 2. You have not to remember. So whenever you need, you can refer information from here, right? But if you want to create your infrastructure in Mumbai, you will click on Mumbai and you are in Mumbai, right? Number one. But what you get in Mumbai? So in Mumbai, you have, let's say, multiple availability zones. What is availability zone? As the name is specifying, availability zones are to provide availability of your infrastructure. But what exactly is availability zone? Basically, availability zone is a logical thing. It's not a physical thing, right? Region is your basically again is a logical. But within the availability zone, you have a physical thing which is known as a data center. Can you see these green color boxes? So I'm just trying to explain, let's say these are data centers. These are data centers. So within a one availability zone, you have multiple data centers. So here I'm showing 4 data center, but it's not 4. It could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 10. But group of data centers are known as availability zone, right? And every availability zone has a code. Let's say, what was the code of Mumbai? AP South 1. So you added A here, 1A. So this availability zone code is AP South 1A. And here the code is AP South 1B. And the third availability zone's code is AP South 1C. So 1A, 1B, and 1C. We have 3 availability zones. How many availability zones we have? We have 3 availability zones in Mumbai. And every availability zone is a group of data center. So how you are getting availability? Let's say you create a one server. Let's say this is your server, right? You create a one server in one availability. So when you create your availability zone to launch your server, it will be launched in a specific data center. I don't have an option to select a data center. I can select only availabilities, right? So it means in this availability zone, your data center is in a specific data center, your server is running. Let's say in order to provide high availability, because anytime this server can be, this availability zone can be unavailable. This is basically kind of understanding you just keep in your mind. So this can be unavailable. So it means the similar server you can create in a different data center or in different availabilities in order to provide high availability. It means you have one server in one availability zone and you have another server in another availability zone. So if even one availability zone goes down, you have another server available. So you can provide availability. This way you can provide availability. What you're providing with availability zones? Availability, right? So here you can just go a little down. This is very, very important. This diagram you won't find anywhere. So I'm just trying to explain you what exactly this diagram is. Let's say within a region, I'm taking a region, Mumbai, and in this we have multiple availability zones. Every availability zone has its own code. And in every availability zone, we have data center. Let's say this is the one data center, this is the second data center, right? This is the third data center. So we have multiple data center in one availabilities. And all these data centers are connected with this red color boxes. Can you see here? So do you see? This is connected to the two data center. This is connected to the three data center, right? This also is connected to the three data center. So what exactly this red box? So this red box is basically edge location. What is it? It is the edge location. What is the edge location? Edge location also is a basically mini data. It is kind of a mini data center. And this edge locations contains routers, switches, and also containing number of servers to cache memory or content delivery network. Means with the help of these data centers, not only you are providing the connectivity between the data center, you are also storing some content for distribution, content distribution. You are using for CDN, you are using for content delivery network, right? So we will also see this. And these data centers, these edge locations, these mini data centers are available in almost every major city. When I say almost every major city, because the total number of edge locations are more than 700. How many? 700, more than 700. 700 plus, right? 700 plus. You can see, I did right here. You can also see here. So 700 plus here, right? Here you can see 700 plus. So more than 700 edge locations we have in AWS global infrastructure. Let's say you have this data centers, means mini data centers or edge location in Mumbai, in Delhi, in Bangalore, in Calcutta, in Chennai, in Brisbane, in Paris, in London, in New York. So in every major city, you can find these edge locations. 700 is a big number, right? 700 plus. They are saying the 700 plus. So you can connect to your nearest edge locations to access your content, right? So I will explain later in CloudFront, because CloudFront is a service in AWS and CloudFront uses edge locations for content delivery network. Netflix also is using the same service. You know what is the Netflix? Netflix is basically the OTT uh, channel or OTT platform channel. You generally watch movies and other serials for entertainment. So actually, that Netflix uses these edge locations to distribute the content globally. Similarly, many other companies are using edge locations. You can also use edge locations to distribute your content, right? So three things you did understand. What is a region? A region is a geographical location, number one. Within this geographical location, you have multiple availability zones. Every availability zone is a group of data center or logical group of data center. And all these data centers are connected through the edge locations. And what is the edge location? Edge locations are basically the kind of mini data centers, and these are being used for content delivery network. What does these contain? These contains what is inside the mini data centers. We have switches, routers, right, and the caching servers asset. So this was your a simple way to explain you AWS global infrastructure. But not only this, we have few more things. If you see here, I was talking about the region. This is fine, availability zone and edge location. But what is a local zone and a wavelength zone? Right. We have to study these uh, two things also. Local zone. Let me tell you first of all what is a local zone. For just assume, right? Let's say you are in India, right? Let's say you are in India, and this is your region. Let's say this is your region. Region is what? The region is, for example, Mumbai. This is a Mumbai region, right? And I can say this is my Mumbai region. This is great. You will understand. This is the Mumbai region. But I'm in Delhi, and you know that the Delhi also is a very populated city. Delhi also is a populated city. Delhi is a big city, right? So you cannot ignore actually Delhi. But my company in Delhi, near to Delhi, my company is in near to Delhi. So the data center of my company is near to New Delhi. Let's say this is a New Delhi. This is a New Delhi, right? And this is the private data center of my company. This is a private data center of my company. So I want to connect my private data center with AWS, right? So some part I want to create in AWS, and some part I need to create in my private data center. So I feel that I should have the data center very near to my place. But right now, Mumbai is a very far.
नहीं एक जूम से क्लास था
Let's say a lot of disturbances are coming. I'm sorry. So if it is anything important, you can just write in chat. So, so what we are doing, AWS is providing a one option for you instead of creating your infrastructure in Mumbai, because the Mumbai is a pretty fast from this particular location, right? It is pretty far. It is pretty far from this particular location. You can say it is almost 1,500 kilometers. So this is pretty far. So you will feel latency if you create your infrastructure in Mumbai region. So instead, what AWS is doing, AWS is providing a local zone in Delhi region. Let's say this is Delhi and this is the local zone, right? It is a local zone. Here we can see this is sent to back. Here we have sent to back. So this is the local zone. AWS is providing a local zone. Local zone is very similar to availability zone, but in the local zone, you will create a dedicated resources, or you will create your infrastructure that you want to create to your nearest to your private data center, right? So it is basically recommended for companies, not for individual beings, right? So you can create your infrastructure in a local zone. So instead of accessing that data from Mumbai region, you can directly access the data or infrastructure from your local zone, which is in Delhi. It means this region goes supported to up to Mumbai, from Mumbai to Delhi. So this is the local zone. Local zone comes under this. So local zones are basically the special kind of zones where you can create your company's infrastructure to avoid latency, to reduce latency. But it is little expensive as compared to availability zones. Right. Let me show you how actually you can find. So here also I have an option to tell you. For example, I'm in EC2. Let's say EC2 is a service, and let's say you can just go to the dashboard of EC2. Sorry, yeah, and scroll down under account attributes. Can you see? This is your EC2 dashboard. Right inside, you can find a one tile with name account attributes. Under account attributes, there is a one option called zones. You click on this button zones. In the zones, you can see we have 3 availability zones and we have 2 local zones. One zone is in Delhi and another zone is in Kolkata, right? And what is the region name? Region name is Mumbai, right? So we have 2 spatial zones here, and these zones are in one is in Calcutta, one is in Delhi, and these are known as local zones, right? There is a one more type of a zone available. There is a one more type of a zone available, which is known as a wavelength zone. Wavelength zone is an infrastructure offering optimized for mobile edge computing application, and it is specifically developed for 5G mobile technologies. It is specifically developed for 5G mobile technologies. Let's say you have 5G mobile in your hand, but you don't have a 5G mobile application in it. So there is a no use of that mobile. Means if you are using 5G, I'm not only talking about the 5G signal, I'm talking about the 5G applications as well. So these days, companies, right, they are creating their 5G mobile application. So what the advantage you are getting? You are getting the response speed as well as more number of features in 5G mobile application, which will enhance companies' business. But exactly where we should launch these mobile applications. So if you have 5G mobile applications, you should launch those or such mobile applications in wavelength zone, if the wavelength zone is available in your area. Unfortunately, in India, we don't have any wavelength zone, right? So we have wavelength zones in uh, North Virginia and USA. We have some wavelength zones in Europe. That's all. We have very limited wavelength zones. So basically, it is still under basically the practice, and day by day, actually the infrastructure of AWS is being enhanced, and they are creating more wavelength zones. So very soon you will find wavelength zones in India as well. So what is the advantage actually? AWS is offering infrastructure, the such a spatial infrastructure in telecom network provider. Let's say in India, we have Airtel or Jio or Vodafone, right? So AWS, what AWS will do? AWS will create AWS data center in their telecom network environment. So what the advantage you will get? So if you launch any 5G mobile application, so user can get a response, very good response, very low latency response from that mobile application, because that application has to be connected with the telecom network. That application not to go for any other cloud environment to make connection with the application. So here the application latency will be reduced. So wavelength zones are AWS infrastructure deployment that embed AWS compute and storage services within telecommunication provider center at the edge of the 5G network. So these are basically for 5G mobile technology. Now, the another thing that you need to understand is the direct connect. See, this is very, very important. This diagram is really very, very important. So, and how you can basically connect your private data center with AWS. Let's say you are a big company. Let's say you have multiple AWS account, you have your own data center, right? And now, so you do not want to migrate everything from your own data center to AWS. Let's say you are a fintech company or you are some e-commerce company. So you feel that you should have your own data center. So this data center is a very important component for you. So you created a data center here. And side by side, you are also using AWS. But you don't have any connection between AWS and private data center. So we have two ways to make connection between private cloud and public cloud. AWS is a public cloud. Your private data center is a private. You want to make a connection between them. We have two ways. Either you can use VPN method, but VPN has a disadvantage because VPN you always create with the help of internet. If you are using VPN connectivity between private cloud and public cloud, you will use internet connectivity, and internet never provides you a consistent band. You will not get any consistent bandwidth, right? Sometimes you will get a more bandwidth, sometimes you will get a less bandwidth. Means your bandwidth will fluctuate with time if you are using VPN. VPN is a secure, right? Not you can secure, but still you don't want to transit your data over the internet. You feel that no, this is not a good way. I'm not getting consistent bandwidth, and I don't want to transit my important and critical data over the internet, whether it is encapsulated or not. I know that the VPN is very secure. VPN is using IPsec. VPN is using tunnels. VPN providing security, even though sometimes your client is not ready to transit data. So we have another method. We have another method or another service in AWS is known as direct connect. What it is? It is a direct connect. Direct connect is a AWS service, and you can purchase a physical connection. You can purchase a connection to create a connection between AWS and your private cloud. Let's say this is your private cloud, right? And you want to connect them. So you are using direct connect. So means you will purchase a one dedicated physical line. So AWS will provide you one dedicated physical line on optic fiber. And this is your company's router or gateway. And this link will be terminated on this gateway, right? So it means this direct connect is providing you a physical connection, and you can get up to 400 Gbps connectivity. How much you can get? From 1 Gbps to 400 Gbps connectivity you can purchase. It depends on what type of a connectivity requirement you have, but you can go up to 400 Gbps. And this way you can make a connection between AWS and private cloud or your private data center. This way you can make your connection or your cloud hybrid. What is the hybrid cloud? Means this is the public cloud, AWS is the public cloud, and this is your private cloud. You are connecting them. So you are connecting them. So what you are making? You are making hybrid cloud. So with the help of direct connect, you can make your hybrid cloud. So my question is, how many AWS location, AWS direct connect locations we have available globally? So you can just go back and let's say I'm going here. Let's say this is here, and I can see 140 direct connect locations we have available. Can you see here how many locations we have? Direct connect locations. So 140 direct connect locations we have available globally. If the direct connect location is available near to your company, near to your private cloud, you can purchase and you can make a connection with AWS. And this connection will not use any internet connectivity. Just understand, right? So it is a dedicated connection between AWS and your private cloud. Correct. So this way you can make a dedicated connection between public cloud and private cloud to make your cloud hybrid. This is very, very important. I think this concept is clear to everyone, guys.
Actually, I didn't got that. Direct connection, can you say lease line or I didn't got completely. What do you mean by
Mayank, little louder. You are very soft actually. Yeah, will you please come again?
actually, are you talking about lease line connection which AWS provide or
No, 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 no. It is a kind of a lease line. You can say it is not, you will not say it's a lease line. You purchase a line from your ISP, Internet Service Provider, right? So it is a kind of a lease line. Of course, you're getting a line here, but this line you're getting from the direct connect. You will apply to direct connect to purchase the physical line, and AWS will provide you a physical line, and that line will terminate at your router or gateway. And then you will configure some configuration in your router or in gateway, and then your private cloud will be connected with the AWS directly, just like your local LAN.
but is it like a overlay or what can we call it?
You will call it direct connect. That's all. You will call it direct. There is no word like overlay and SAC or IPsec or tunnel. No, this is direct connect is a service name. It's a service name. So the name of this service is the direct connect. You will purchase direct connect, and AWS will provide a physical connection to your router. Physical connection means it will based on the optic fiber, and through this connection, your private cloud will be connected to AWS. That's all. This is the only concept. So overlay, what is the overlay? What is the VPN inside it? No, no, nothing is there. You need to provide a direct. That's all. Right?
So a
This-
quick question.
Yeah, please.
When you compare it to VPN, is there any security features for the direct line, sir, or just a lack of internet itself is a security for it? Just that it's a private line.
Here are the multiple security as well, because when you configure your this router, so definitely you are providing a, but there is no tunneling system available here. Just understand, because there is no involvement of internet connectivity. It is totally isolated from the internet. So it is
So
a
that itself
dedicated
is like
connection. Yeah,
okay.
definitely. Let's say, for example, you have a router, you have a switch in front of you, and you have laptop with you. So how you will connect your laptop with the switch? Through the connect, through the direct connect, through the cable. So the same method you are applying here, you are connecting your private cloud with AWS through the direct connect. So direct connect is providing a kind of a physical connectivity between private cloud and public cloud. So it is already very secure. So means
Yes, sir.
no one can reach this particular connectivity.
Okay. The only reason I was asking is if at all there's any like VPN is encrypted, right? So I was
VPN
just asking
definitely
is
has a
is
tunneling
the
system. VPN is encrypted.
tunneling
VPN is
system is
providing encapsulation. Why actually you are doing all these over the VPN? Because VPN is available over the internet, and internet is for
internet,
the public. So in
right?
order to make a secure tunnel, you do some configuration. But in the direct connect, we don't have any such options available,
Yes.
because you are already
Okay.
isolated. You are already isolated, right?
Right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. You're most welcome. Now, here we move to another service. sorry, another thing. Here I was talking about the direct connect, wavelength zone, local zone, AWS cloud infrastructure, and now one thing that I need to discuss is why AWS, right? Now, my question arises, why you are choosing AWS? This is very, very important. Means we have other cloud platform as well. We have GCP, we have Azure, we have IBM, we have Dell, we have Alibaba. Then why you are preferring AWS as a public cloud platform? There are certain major regions. The first region is you have you have more than 200 fully featured services available. When I say fully featured means every service has a purpose, and for every purpose you have a service, and every service has multiple sub-services or components. So if you are counting those components, so more than 1,500 services are available. Major and minor services. I'm talking about the major and minor services. 1,005. So it's almost impossible to learn by one person, right? Because when you learn AWS, you always choose your vertical. Means you choose whether you want to be an architect, you want to be in a DevOps, you want to be in a security professional, you want to be in a network engineer, you want to be in a AI and ML expert, what exactly you want to be, right? Or you want to be a data analyst, means you choose your vertical and accordingly you learn number of services. You learn number of services. So here we are planning to start. Now what we started here, AWS Solution Architect. This is the most powerful AWS certification which provides you one base, right? It provides you a base to create any further vertical. It is itself is a vertical. Okay. Now, and here, how many regions we have? We have 37 regions. We have total 117 availability zones, right? We have 700 plus edge locations. We have 140 direct connect. Means these numbers are being changed every month, right? So these are 10 days only old notes, and you can see it's so dynamic, the numbers are being changed. Infrastructure is changing. AWS is continuously increasing its presence on this globe, right? So now we have 117 availability zones, 700 plus edge location, 140 direct connect, and number one. So we are very rich in global infrastructure. This is the main reason. Second is AWS is the only platform which is providing you a free tier account for one entire year. You have this important thing you need to understand, and it is also providing the high performance servers you are creating. When you create a server, you create a servers on Intel Xeon family process, right? So means in AWS data centers we have Intel Xeon family processors, correct? We have Intel Xeon family processors, and deployment speed is incredible. It is incredible fast, and large number of the security options are available in AWS. Means why you are selecting AWS? Because of the security, because of the migration easiness, because of high performance, because of the high deployment speed, because you are getting a proper support while you are learning AWS. You're getting AWS free tier account. And not only this, you are creating your infrastructure on Intel Xeon family processor servers in AWS data centers, right? So these are some major reasons why you are selecting AWS. Okay. Now, here we go and I will choose, let's say this is my AWS landing page. Let me tell you, I need to tell you something about this landing page. This is very, very important. So, so when you land on this AWS, when you log in into AWS, you find this page open, right? This page is open. So do you see this black strip here? Do you see this black strip? This black strip is most important. You need to understand what exactly is the black strip, right? So the first of all, AWS. You click on the AWS. So in AWS, definitely you all have basically recently visited services here. You want to see more services, you can just go to view all services. You click on this, you can see view all services. And you can see in black color, this is the name of the group of the service. Let's say compute is a group. Under the compute, we have number of services. Under the storage, we have number of services. Under the databases, we have a services, right? Similarly, under the media services, we have services. And we have under security, identity, and compliance, we have number of services. So every name here is a service. Are you getting me? Now, the next is here, can you see this small checkbox type here? If you click on this, you're going to find all recent visited, favorite. These are the few things that you can select, find. So better is you can just go and search it. Means this is search box. What you want to search? Let's say I need to search a service. Let's say if you write EC2. So you simply write what you want to search here. You can write anything, right? Let's say I did write here EC2. So you can see the services, feature, resources, documentation related to EC2, knowledge articles, marketplace, blog post, event tutorial, right? So you can see the services related to EC2, you can see here. Then we have a resources, we have documentation. You can see all these documentation. You have also show more, right? You can just go down. Knowledge articles, we have number of knowledge articles. We have marketplaces, blog posts. You want to see blogs on EC2. We have number of blogs. If you click on the show more, you can see events. You can see, means if you want to register any event related to EC2, which is happening anywhere in the world, you can find the list of those events if those are registered by AWS or happening under the guidance of AWS. So you can see those events here. Tutorials, you can find the tutorial as well related to the EC2. So you put a word here and you can find all these helpful material. Not only this, you can also have, this is a terminal, right? This is a terminal. You're going to see Cloud Shell. If you click on the Cloud Shell, you can find this terminal, right? So this Cloud Shell is a terminal which can be used to take the remote of the machine. Let's say this is a terminal. You can use this terminal to take the remote of the machine. Here you can store your programs. Here you can write your programs, right? And temporarily you can store your keys or important information here. This is your personal terminal. You can use this. Second is your this bell icon, which is known as a notification. If you have any notification, you can see that notification here, right? Let's say we have one notification. If I clicked on the notification, it will give you what the notification you have. Your account health, it will tell this is the account health, you have the notification, the IAM, Identity Center security information. Can you see here? Similarly, this is the support center icon. You can click on the support center. If you want to raise your ticket, you can just go to the support center and you can raise your ticket. You can get an expert help if your account is basically providing such features, because you are using AWS free tier account. So in free tier account, you don't get expert help. You get expert help in a business accounts, right? Documentation, training material, everything. You can also send feedback. And here we have a setting which is you can change the visual modes here. Here we have these are the regions. You can see the regions here. You can change the regions from here, the list. And lastly, you can see here, this is my AWS account ID. Every AWS account has its own unique ID. If you have your AWS account, you will have your own AWS account unique ID. Not only this, you can find account information, your organization information, service quotas, billing information here, right? And the security credentials. I will tell you each and everything step by step. You will better understand, right? You can just go to, click on AWS logo to come back to the same landing page, right? So I hope you find means what I'm just trying to explain here. Now, we will talk about the virtualization as well, but before that, I need to give you a little idea about AWS services. What are the AWS services? Let's say I told you for every purpose we have a service, right? Let's say, for example, if you want to create a virtual machine, we have a service called EC2, right? If you want to create a container, you know what is a container? Container also is a kind of a lightweight virtual machine, but containers are different from EC2 instances. So you should have a little idea about the container. If you don't have, I will tell you definitely, but later not at this point. So if you want to manage or create container, we have a service called ECS, Elastic Container Service, right? Then we have a storage, block storage. For block storage, EBS is a service. For object storage, we have S3 service. S3 is a simple storage service. For NAS, network attached storage, we have EFS or FSX. We have two services. One is EFS for Linux and FSX for Windows. Then we have a network service. It's called the VPC. Then we have a application firewall, which is a web application firewall, protection against malware. We have a shield service. Right inside, I did write the sheet. You should have little understanding about actually what I'm doing here. And step by step, definitely you will learn. In my next class, means tomorrow, I will start EC2. So you will better understand, means I will start my journey for EC2, means what is the EC2 and what are the components of the EC2 that I will start. Run application without server, Lambda function. For application deployment, we have a service called Elastic Beanstalk. For archiving data, if you want to store data for a longer period of time, the service is known as a Glacier. If you want to take a backup of any data, we have a AWS backup service. We have, if you want to manage DNS records, DNS hosted zone, or DNS activities, we have a service called Route 53, right? If you want to manage users, groups, roles, permission for identity and access, we have called IAM service, Identity and Access Management. For infrastructure by code or infrastructure as basically code, there is a service called Cloud Formation. Then we have load balancer. For load balancer, we have Elastic Load Balancer. For scaling, we have auto scaling. For database services, we have RDS and DynamoDB, which are the two different type of databases. Then we have the port traffic filtration, security groups, right? If you want to filter traffic, if you want to filter incoming or outgoing traffic to your instance, so we use a security. Then finally, we have the network traffic filtration service, or you can say the filter traffic for subnets. If you want to filter your traffic for your network, there is a service called NACL, Network Access Control List. So it is really very, very important, and you will better understand. And from here, I will start my next level of service, which is known as EC2. But tomorrow, before I'm starting the EC2, I will talk about virtual machine as well, virtualizations, right? So if you are good with the virtualization, I can skip that part. But EC2 is what? EC2 is a service. What is the purpose of the EC2? If you want to create a server, if you want to manage server, if you want to create your virtual machine, if you want to manage your virtual machine, the service name is EC2. EC2 stand for Elastic Compute Cloud. Right. Now we have various actually components that we will discuss here. So these are the components, right? You can see here in Elastic Compute Cloud, we'll talk about the AMI. I was telling you, if you attended my last class, I don't know, Miss, you were there or not. So I talked about AMI, instance type, and EBS volume as well. But I will take all these topics in detail with example, with labs, right? And every topic has a lab, like AMI. What is AMI? Machine image. Can you create your own machine image? Can you create your own AMI? Yes, and how? Can you copy the AMI? Can you means migrate your machine from one region to another region? All these questions definitely will get answered tomorrow. Instance type, EBS volume, security group, key pair, snapshot, bootstrapping, bash and host, EIP, and few more topics are there. But I will start tomorrow with the AMI. So meantime, if you have any question, you may ask.
As you mentioned that like it's available like for 12 months or 1 year, the lab is available, right? We can use it for free, and the reasonable charges are there for adding instances. But after a year, what are the charges? Like, is it?
After the year, the charges, see, when you create, because the question is very generic.
Yeah.
Let's say you are creating one machine, and that machine is a free of cost for 1 year. But that machine should have some cost, let's say $0.1 per hour.
Mhm.
So let's assume the cost of that instance is $0.1 or $0.01 per hour. So that cost you will pay on the basis of minutes or seconds you have used that instance.
Mhm.
But why you are opting means for the paid account? You can go and you can create another AWS free tier account after 1 year if that expires,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So also is a good idea. Let's say your one account that you create today, and after 1 year you feel that that is going to be expired.
Mhm.
My account is paid account now because I created my account last year in May month.
Mhm.
But still, I'm getting all those things free of cost because I'm not crossing the limits. If you are not crossing the limits, you won't get much charges. My charges are very nominal. The charges are very nominal means the charges are very, very less as compared to in dollars. It is less than $1, $2 in a month. While I'm using my account very frequently to give the
Mhm.
trading, right?
Yeah. That okay. I got it.
Yeah. So that I'll tell you tomorrow. Anybody else? Any question, please?
Will you send the notes right away or
No, I'll send the notes tomorrow. I will compile them because I'm using Miro here. Miro is a basically one whiteboard, and these are not in a PDF format. So what I'll do, I will tomorrow create a Google Drive for you, and whatever I'm teaching you, so you will have a PDF format copy of those notes with you, right?
so one more thing, I joined late. So will the recordings be
Yeah,
shared
Govind.
on? Do we have the recording shared?
Do we have the, pardon me? So your voice is not clear. Do we?
Like I wanted to have the recordings for today's session as I joined late.
Right. Definitely. Means Network Kings are providing the recorded session of these classes. So you will have the recorded sessions or the recordings recording access of these classes. Definitely, I think you can contact them. Definitely, you will have, right?
I believe it would be on the website, right? Like that portal we have, right?
No, I think it's a better idea. You can just contact them. Definitely, they will have some plan for you. Maybe I don't know much about how they are sharing those recordings. So I'm totally unaware of this. But I one thing is very clear: they are providing all these access, means this recording access to people or to our students.
Okay.
By the way, I usually take class for 90 minutes. It's fine because tomorrow I'll start a very serious class, means Elastic Compute Cloud. It is going to be the first service that I will start teaching you from tomorrow. I think you will be on time. And I urge everyone to join on time because I will sharp start this class 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, right?
Sir,
Sure.
since we have a little bit of time, can you just give us an overview of the certification exam itself? Like, is there like multiple choice questions, simulations, things like that?
There is no simulation. AWS is not providing any simulation, number one. They are only asking the multiple choice questions on various verticals. Means we have the various sections. And definitely I'll take a separate class for that because that's and that will play a big role. I will give you those section names. And if you need, I can also provide you some kind of questions. So that will give little idea what kind of
That'll be great,
questions
sir.
AWS can ask. Because
Yeah,
it
so
is
we
right
can
now,
start
it is too
preparing
early.
along with the class.
Yeah. No,
Right,
no,
sir. Okay.
that's fine. But you need a little background to understand all this. Let's say the designing of infrastructure. In the designing of the infrastructure, the multiple things are covered. So in one class, you cannot start preparing for it. So at least let it be covered, let's say 25% or 30% of the course is completed. And after that, if you start preparing for AWS certification, that will give some meaningful answer to you, right?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Actually, while I was looking into certification, right? So I got a little bit confused between there were two certification known to me as solution architect, one as an associate level, one as a professional level. So I was a bit confused. What shall we prepare for, and uh, how to go about it? Can you just
Mayank, there are two kind of a degree.
uh-huh.
One is a BTech and is MTech. You can prepare for BTech and you can prepare for MTech. So what you will say? You should go for BTech first or MTech first? You will go for BTech first. Am I correct or not?
Graduation.
So associate is a first certification
Uh-huh.
and professional is a second level of certification.
Okay.
Once you have a associate level of certification plus some industry experience also is required in order to appear in professional level of certification. Directly, you cannot go for professional level of certification. Correct?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. It should be very clear.
Sir?
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Mohit.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Uh, Sir, does AWS charge for its service on a monthly basis or yearly? And when are the payment
No,
deducted?
AWS is charging per hour basis. Let's say you have an EC2 instance, you are creating a virtual machine,
Mhm.
and you run that machine only for 10 minutes, for example.
All right.
So AWS will charge only for those 10 minutes, not even for 1 hour.
And
Are you getting me?
okay, I'm getting you, sir. But that means that when we use the service for 10 minutes, so it automatically detect the amount within 10 minutes, right?
No, it will raise the bill of that 10 minutes.
So
It will
when the
raise
exact
the charges
timing,
for
sir?
the 10 minutes. You will pay, means if you are liable to pay, if the
Mhm.
charges are coming, then
Mhm.
you will pay. By the way, in AWS free tier account, most of the resources are free. You have not to pay anything.
No, in case, sir. Actually, suppose like
Okay.
once the bill
Okay.
will generate, how to pay? That I want to know.
See, once the bill is generated, so there is an option here, billing and cost management. You can see my screen, and left hand side, there is a payment option available. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
So this is my payments. In the payments, so I don't see any no payment due. So
Okay.
if you have a due payment, you will have a record here,
Okay.
right? And you can complete the payment option. If you have the if you have the payment right now, I don't have any due payment.
Okay.
If you have a due payment, that record will appear here, and you can click on the complete payment. You can pay your payments, and you can add the payment methods as well, right?
All right, sir.
Yeah, that is very simple. It's not a big deal. So, guys, I think these are your questions. These were your questions. So tomorrow we will meet again, same time, and we'll continue with the EC2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys.
Right, sir. Thank you.
So we will start with the EC2 tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.